There have been a lot of great trilogies in the world of sports. Ali Frazier, Bo Holyfield, Fury Wilder. We've seen the Cowboys and Steelers play in 3 fantastic Super Bowls. Bird and Magic battled each other 3 times in the NBA Finals. And today, we have another tale to add to this category. Number 3 Rutgers versus number 7 Rowan. These 2 heavyweight squads from Jersey have a brief history with one another. Last season, Rutgers pulled away a close one on the road, 4-3, but we've seen these 2 teams against each other just this season. Rowan got the best of the Scarlet Knights, defending their home ice 4-2. But today, it's a tale as old as time. Rock, paper, scissors, best 2 out of 3. And that is what we have here today. Good evening and welcome to this presentation of college hockey here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting live from ProSkate Ice Arena in South Brunswick, New Jersey. I'm John McCooch with the help of Corolla Pascal, my stream engineer and color commentator who you'll hear from soon, and Matt Facillo, our cameraman. You made the absolute right decision to spend your time with us tonight because we're in for a treat. Number 3 Rutgers Scarlet Knights come out of the Empire Collegiate Hockey Conference in with a 16-4-1 record, while the number 7 Profs of the Atlantic Coast Collegiate Hockey League, the Rowan University Profs, ride in at 11-3-1. Rutgers has been an offensive juggernaut all season long, coming in with 6.5 goals per game. And we've seen double-digit performances from this team on multiple occasions. But they run into a tough Rowan team tonight led by Connor Callahan, the left winger, who has 32 points this season, split evenly with 16 goals and 16 assists. This Prof team, they've also got strong defensemen and a goaltender who can hold down the fort. Michael Leasy comes in with 3.48 GAA and 506 total saves on the year. The Profs have only lost 3 games this season, but 2 of those have come recently. They lost 2 huge games against their conference friend, number 2 Liberty, with the Flames winning 7-6 and 6-2. Defense has been a key part of what makes this team so dangerous, but it'll be tested to the max today against the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. In terms of stopping goals themselves, Rutgers has 2 goaltenders who can both lock it down between the pipes. Aaron Rodriguez gets a start today, leading this pairing with 10 starts, a 9-1 record, and a 2.59 goals allowed average, which is beyond impressive. But Corbin Duvenuto, who will likely play tomorrow, has started 7 games, 4-2-1 as well. Rodriguez started both of this team's last 2 games, only allowing 2 goals and 55 total saves in those matchups, so this offense cannot get going through netminders. Plenty great to make up for it, but that shouldn't be an issue tonight. Rowan is no David, but this Rutgers offense is a Goliath. 137 total goals and a ridiculous 71 goal differential. And Rutgers, they've got 3 players with over 30 points on the year, their top 3 centermen. Jamie Zimmerman, Gavin Rieger both have 39 points, looking for .40 on the year. David Vaisberg tagged in 16 goals and 17 assists for 33 points total, but they won't have him tonight. Vaisberg's out, so who will step up? Christian Hoppler, Dominic Pankey, Kai Inouye, maybe someone else, but for goal scoring, it's all Jamie Zimmerman. 23 goals from him, beyond impressive, and good for 4th in all of AAU D3. The Profs, they held this offense to 2 goals before, but that was back in October. A lot has changed from then to today, the first day of February. I'll welcome in Corolla Pascal here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. And Carollo, huge matchup, a top 10 matchup. These are the games you dream of, and, well, that's coming to reality today.
Yes, it certainly is, and glad I could hop on the call here while doing technical directing here for this one as well.
Could be fun.
I figured it was fitting to have me join the call here, as, like you said, John, it's a huge matchup here between Rutgers and Rowan, and we've seen both these teams before. Rowan played yesterday up against one of our other BSB partners here, the Widener Pride, down in Aston, PA, and it ended in a ridiculous 11-8 game. Was just a scoring bonanza yesterday. It was ridiculous. And eventually able to get the win, and like you said, coming into this year of 2025 for the spring semester, those 2 losses to Liberty, definitely not the way they wanted to start the year of 2025, but coming into this game, a huge matchup like we've been talking about. Rutgers the 3, Rowan the 7. It is going to be a big one. And Rutgers has another big matchup tomorrow against Stony Brook, the number 10 nationally ranked in the AAU.
And the storyline kind of heading into this whole weekend for the Scarlet Knights, they win today, they'll move up maybe 1 or 2 spots, but they win both games, they can beat number 7 and number 10. As it stands right now, obviously rankings will change, especially with Rowan losing the last 2 against Liberty. They won last night, obviously, against Widener, but Rutgers has a real chance to be number 1. And I know Greg Schiano said that for football, but for D3, Rutgers will be number 1 is a lot closer to reality than you might imagine. I mean, it's obviously Columbia with Brandon Avazov is outstanding, but if you go out, you beat 2 top 10 teams, you've got to at least be very much in the conversation.
Especially in back-to-back days.
Yeah, back-to-back days. It's all recency when it comes to how those are picked, and strength of schedule is a huge factor when they rank those things, so it's going to be interesting. You mentioned that Widener game. 7 of those Rowan goals came in period number 3, so this is a third period team sometimes.
It certainly can be, that's for sure.
And, I mean, the last time these two teams played, 4-2 Rowan, that was a tough battle, physical game, penalties, anything you want to imagine. It came down to that third period where Rowan got 2 goals. It was knotted up until that third period, then a big-time penalty, and then that led to a couple Rowan goals. So this is a game where, you know, that bad blood, if you want to call it that, obviously, is brewing. The blood is boiling. You can cut the tension with a knife, Carollo, with these two teams. And I think you look at Rutgers, they want revenge, and Rowan said, these guys played pretty physical with us last time. We want to get back at them.
Yeah, I think they certainly do. And I think for Rutgers, you said it there, John, I think they'd want to beat this team, especially because not only is it a huge matchup for the national rankings, it's a huge in-state rivalry. Yeah. Rutgers-Rowan, normally not the biggest of rivals when it comes to Jersey state rivalries that you think of, especially when you think of basketball or football or stuff like that. But for hockey, there's a lot of huge in-state rivalries for New Jersey. Ryder-Rowan, a big one that we've seen a ton of over the past. Rowan-Rutgers is becoming one here, like you said in the intro, and I think this game is just going to be a part of it.
Right. I know this is the third act of this matchup that we've seen, at least in recent years. I mean, I was taking a look at some of the history. These two teams have played each other in hockey many times before, like 10 years ago, 12 years ago. But in this format, the way these programs are right now, this is Act 3. And Act 3, from what I've seen, when you look at boxing, the third one's the one you remember. That's the one you really go back and say, okay, that was where we settled the score. Maybe you drew one, you won one of the other ones. This is the game. And obviously the stakes could not be any higher.
For both the teams.
Both of these teams, right. For Rowan, we're talking about Rutgers going #1. Rowan wants to make up for the blemishes on their schedule that they just got. You go out, you beat number 3. You make them go down a few spots. You might be over them at some point, depending on how Rutgers plays against Stony Brook as well. So this is a huge game for both of these teams. But we'll have anthems, lineups, all that great stuff. So we'll step aside for just a couple moments here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. But don't go anywhere. You better not, because this is a good one. We'll see you in a bit.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to ProSkate Arena. Today's contest is between the Rowan Profs and your Rutgers Scarlet Knights! Our home games are proudly presented to you by Gordon Jeffers. For our opponents, starting lineup. For their starting goalie, Michael Yes. For their starting right wing, William Bachnock. For their starting defense, Dominic Lusen. For their starting defense, Logan Dominic. Their starting forward, Nathan Kiat. And their last starting forward, Patrick Fidelity. And now for your Rutgers Scarlet Knights. On left defense, a freshman from Oakland, New Jersey, Tim Downs. On right defense, a freshman from Fair Lawn, New Jersey, Ivan Pavlovich. At left wing, a sophomore from Hampton, Virginia, Gavin Rieger. At right wing, a freshman from Somerset, New Jersey, Ryan Baruta. At center, a sophomore from Basking Ridge, New Jersey, Jamie Zimmerman. And in net, a senior from Howard, New Jersey, Aaron Rodriguez. Rutgers is coached by Tony Thomas and assistants Ryan Whitten, Ryan Hill, Michael Katz, and manned by Michael Manson. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your caps as we honor Americans playing for our national anthem.
Hello and welcome back to Breakout Sports Broadcasting presentation of the adventure between the Rowan University Profs and the Rutgers University Scarlet Knights. I just found out the actual name is the Profs of Rowan. I've done a lot of Jersey schools, but never ran into a Rowan game. I don't know what a prof is, but
it's an owl of some kind.
It
I'll
is an
give you
owl.
that much. I've seen a lot of Rowan over the past couple years, and I will tell you that is an owl based on the logo on our spotting boards.
I see the owl. I see the owls everywhere. And speaking of the owls, I see them everywhere in the stands, Carollo. They travel well. They're put a lot to the right. They're down, so they're a bit far from us, so we won't have to worry about the Profs fans. But get ready. Number 3 versus number 7 here at ProSkate Ice Arena in South Brunswick, New Jersey. Play on. And the Profs take an easy early shot. And that's a good time to bring up the netminder. Aaron Rodriguez gets the start in net today. The Howell, New Jersey native, who's had a great season so far, 9-1 on the year, and a very early shot against Mr. Rodriguez. Face-off will be to his right, taken by Ivan Patapovich. And Patapovich, the big man, coming in. And he's taking it himself, the Fairlawn native. Crossing in, gets that one broken up a bit, but works behind the net. That one almost stuffed in. We got players sliding into each other, sliding into the net. And that will be a whistle blown with 1942 against that netminder. Michael Leasy, the Woolwich native, also having a great year in his own right. And the face-off will be to his left.
And that was Pankey who actually drove into the net there. Was trying to find that loose pass there from Patapovich. Looking in front as Rutgers able to keep it again, looking to go back to Patapovich at the point.
Taken back with Rowan and a big blast into the boards in that corner. That's a bit just outside our vision. Pankey takes a big blow, but he gets the puck right back. Pankey working in behind the net, trying to find anywhere to go. Similar pass to where he slid in. But again, a lot of pressure from this Rowan defense that's going to need to come in huge tonight. And that'll be taken back by Downs near the point, dumped back into the corner. And no Scarlet Knight there to retrieve, so he'll be back with the Profs of Rowan as they try to work back into the neutral zone and dumping that back down. Patapovich takes it off of his hand, but it's taken back the other way, and a big body behind the nets. Clack was over there. There's another shot just beyond the point, and it goes back into the neutral zone, so things break up for just a bit as Rowan takes it back, and we get a platoon swap for both of these teams. Past the blue line now with the Profs. That's Robertson. Loses that puck. Patapovich has to flick it back around himself. With Acuna originally. And now Scarlet Knights will head down the ice and will head down their own way. Good defense, almost a big-time chance, but it's back near the point now. There's a shot, and it's deflected off of Leasy. Both teams trying to feel out their offense so far in this game. And again, number 7 versus number 3. So the top 5 Rutgers Scarlet Knights back with Kai Inouye, a guy who may need to step up with the absence of Weisberg, as that one is saved by Leasy.
That's some good shot selection there from Inouye, just getting into the top of the circle, had a little bit of room, and just was able to put that one right into the chest. Wasn't looking to try and score, get the offensive zone draw, and try and draw up something here for the forwards for Rieger, Zimmerman, and Morotek. This new top line with Weisberg out of the lineup, getting some action here.
We're seeing Morotek in that starting line. Only 3 games so far for the Scarlet Knights this season, so fairly new guy when you talk about us seeing him. And a stick is down, and now that's taken away. The Profs driving in, almost a backhand chance, but couldn't get enough on that from Dowdelin, and Dowdelin loses it. And it's back with Rutgers, but a near dangerous turnover for the Scarlet Knights as it's back with the stick of Rutgers. As they hold it in their own defensive zone with Inouye, and Inouye is active today. Trying to stay with it. And again, Jamie Zimmerman, a player whose name we expect to say quite a bit, as well as Gavin Rieger, who's with it now, crossing the point near the right, takes a blast, and it goes off of the netminder Leasy. So he'll get a save on his statistics. And the Profs break this one up and try to maintain something. But that puck is just lost. Almost a chance at the slide. There's a chance. No, it goes off of the padding of the netminder. Back with Inouye. Inouye taps the stick, takes a shot. Gets deflected off a body. Back with Inouye again as he has it at the top. Gets it over towards the point. A weak one, that's just a dump. Arredondo holds onto it into the corner, but he loses it. Trying to get that back to Smythe at the point, but couldn't get that to go. And now the Profs get back into the offensive zone, but not cleanly. And now they do. And another big body behind the net again. And that one just sent all the way down by Owen Hogan. And an icing with no cake, Carollo.
Yeah, Rutgers just sending that one down. Hogan didn't really have any options there, was just trying to clear it and just had enough juice to go all the way down for the icing, as faceoff will come back to the right here of Rodriguez. 16:32 left to go in period number 1. Shots currently 3-2 right now in favor of Rutgers.
Rowan working on the other side, and Rutgers a team that we expect. There's a chance on the rebound, almost worked around, and the net gets dislodged. Dankowski jostling with Carter Callahan as well. Fans love what's going on. It's 16:22.
And I expect when things get going in the physicality department and the goal scoring department, it's going to get pretty raucous in here.
Oh, it will. We've got, again, a contingent of what appears to be also people that attend both universities currently. So it wasn't that long ago. So I know they get a bit rowdy at times. Doesn't matter who's playing, but even a bigger matchup. This is a game to be rowdy for as Rowan tries to strike first blood. There's a chance on the rebound, but it's broken up. Dankowski was down on it. The Scarlet Knights with A.J. Angris working through. There's a shot and gloved by Michael Leasy with an easy save, at least by his standards.
And here come the fireworks already.
Yep, and there's more of those fireworks, and they're blasting. Gianco getting in there. This is Jersey.
And we'll have to see if we're going to get some penalties after that. Wouldn't be surprised if we do. Gianco took a shot right to the mouth. Got one into Rowan as well. And it looks like it's just going to be Gianco and the 37 of Carter Callahan who's going to go to the sin bin. And now it looks like it might be 2 players in the bench for Rutgers.
Looks like it.
Dankowski goes over.
Yeah, because Gianco had that push in the upper section. That usually gets a call. Didn't see Dankowski. I think he initiated it. That whole thing initially. So I guess, you have to go penalties on both. So 5 on 4, I guess, right?
I would assume this is going to end up as a power play here for Rowan, as
just 2 players in the box, but still 5 on 4.
It seems like it will be, as over on the bench, Coach Tony Thomas for Rutgers asking about the call.
Right.
But it will be a power play here for the Profs.
And the Profs, very good power play. They get 1.5 power point goals per game. That's tied 7 with Rutgers for most power play goals in all of AAU D3. They got 22 of them this year. So a very crucial penalty kill early in this game. Penalties were part of the story the first time these 2 teams played, as that shot goes a bit high and wide. And that one gets sent also almost held at the point, but Donnelly had to bring that back to the neutral zone. So we'll see if an early kind of brawl there comes back to bite them, or will they go shorty? Hoppler makes a move, winds in there, and a big save from Leasy.
Wow, what a save. That one
almost behind him.
In the crease.
Oh, wow. Barely avoiding disaster. And now moving in is Rowan, and that one is just squeezed by Rodriguez. So Christian Hoppler is kind of the short-handed king. Every time I've seen, he's scored short-handed before this season. Every time they seem to be short, he gets a breakaway chance at some point or another. He's just got so much speed.
It's the speed and shiftiness and craftiness of his game and his vision on the penalty kill. Reads the play very, very well and is able to get in passing lanes and break up stuff super easily short-handed.
That one worked in the high slot. Acuna there to get rid of it, and that is a good dump all the way down to just take up some time here. A minute left on this penalty kill, under 15 minutes remaining in period number 1 between number 7 Rowan and number 3 Rutgers. In some huge AAU puck. That one almost worked into the slot, but it's just sticked away by Kai Inouye. The Profs working back to the point, setting up some offense here. 40 seconds on the penalty left. There's a shot just outside the circle. No rebound opportunity on that pad save from Rodriguez. Now back with it is Kane. And that one goes off again. Inouye's got to get rid of it. Kane's got it, or at least had it for a moment, and he's got it back at the point now. He takes a rip, and that one's wide. And bouncing off the boards back into the neutral zone. Good way for Rutgers to continue to kill this penalty. 15 seconds left on it. And Rowan's elite power play so far shut down, but another chance as he goes past the blue line, trying to work that back in, and a great way for Acuna to break that play up. Zimmerman, the offensive talent, trying to play some defense near the point. Now work back, and back in the neutral zone, even strength. It is now for both of these teams.
That's a good kill there from this Rutgers team, and we mentioned it earlier, John, and with the Rowan squad having such a strong power play at 1.5 power play goals per game, they really needed to just kill off that. And like you said, the last game between these two teams, the penalties are what soared this Rutgers team.
Right. So they got to make sure that that penalty kill is strong. They know in a game like this, you're going to commit penalties. In a huge game like this, physical game, jersey game, there will be more of those, I'd imagine. So you have to make sure your penalty kill's ready to rock.
Would not be surprised.
Yeah. But Rowan trying to set something up. Rutgers trying to do their best to disrupt that. This one near, right in front of Rodriguez, almost a danger. Very close. But Rodriguez is able to get his mittens on it. Face-off will go to his left here in this one.
And the shots say 4-3 on the big board here at ProSkate Ice Arena, but it really should be more because Rowan had about 3 or 4 chances that hit the net on the power play that I just don't think got counted. As it's kept here by Rowan again.
The slot, there's a shot, and it's saved on the pad. He wasn't able to squeeze it from Rodriguez, and now Rutgers don't have numbers, but they're still trying to work back. A big-time push from Pankey. Pankey delivering the pain, and now sending a pass into the slot. No. Back with Wright, and that one gets sent back down into Rutgers' defensive zone. Big-time chase for it coming in from Flitter for Rowan. The Scarlet Knights with Hoppler again, and Hoppler, the speedy Hoppler, has space again. Makes a pass over towards Cam Egan. Egan looking, Egan waiting, sends it near the slot. It's out in front, rebound chance. There's a shot. Hoppler's shot is saved. Smacks his stick, and Leasy has looked strong so far in a huge game. Platoon swap as well.
Hoppler wanted that one bad as, like you said, he tapped his stick on the ice, had a prime opportunity right in the low slot at the inside hash marks. Just had to find a corner there, just put it right into the breadbasket of Leasy.
That's obviously a tough shot to take, but for Leasy, not as hard of a save as it probably should have been in that position for Hoppler. Trying to set up here, Tim Downs was there before. Now he's got it back in the neutral zone and sending that away. Patapovic able to get his possession here. Works through. Back with Patapovic now. He sends a big-time rip, and we've got pushing and a big push over there. Michael Gianco has been active in these situations in this game, and you need a bruiser, and Gianco has emerged as one so far in the first 8 minutes of play.
And this is really a grind line here for this Rutgers squad. Gianco, Angres, and Cherney out on this line. It's definitely one that plays with a lot of physicality and a lot of tenacity here in the corners, and especially battling in front of the net, too.
And in most of these Rutgers games, they score a lot of goals. You don't think of the grinded out line, but when you play a team as good as Rowan, a big blast near the bench of Rowan, you need that tough line to really show up. And here's a rebound chance from the tough line. The grit and grind doesn't lead to a goal, though. And that one gets deflected up, and he's got to go over the shoulder. And a Willie Mays catch right there from Michael Leasy. The basket catch from the netminder. That is a dangerous one, but you can make it happen. Go do it. I'm sure you played baseball at some point.
That's the first time I've seen a goalie come out and catch a puck like that.
I don't think
I've called a lot of hockey games. We've both called a lot of hockey games. That's the first time I've seen one come out and almost wide receiver-esque catch that ball.
Over the shoulder, Calvin Johnson. I mean, man. Mahomes might need him in a week or so. And almost set right up in, but no opportunity there on a shot. And now Rowan trying to work back. Unable to find anything clean with Clack. And Nathan Clack back on the ice. We saw him for synergy in the JPL as well. Now a chance. No, just deflected off of Souza. As Souza trying to clear this puck, and Rutgers unable to keep it in the offensive zone. And this one is just battled for by Banak. Working through, now it's stuck in the corner right now for both of these teams. Hogan trying to get rid of it. He lifts it up, has to lift it up again. It gets back to the point for Rowan. Donnelly dumps it in, and it goes off Rodriguez, sent back over. Again, Rutgers has been trying to clear this puck and just can't get it off cleanly, but that had to go in the neutral zone, so a dump was forced. And now it's back with Smythe and his Scarlet Knights. Working through center ice, 2 Profs there. Has to get sent back into the defensive zone. Acuna looking. In a way, has to take a slow roller. And Hogan can't get that one on, but it goes towards the net. But just a bit wide, and that'll be an icing with 9:48. Shot total 6-4 in favor of these Scarlet Knights. And Carlo, there's been some chances, but these two teams, you can still tell they're feeling each other out so far.
Yeah, it's definitely still been a feeling out process for sure. And with this draw in the offensive zone here for the Profs, looking to try and find some shots from the point. That's where they've been doing a good majority of their shots so far, especially here on the right side, or here right in front of us on the left side, as it's taken out by Arredondo.
Arredondo with Smythe. Has him, dumps it, just not in front enough to get to Smythe, and it's broken up in a great way. But now it's back with Zimmerman, and Zimmerman needs a big game. He takes a tough hit, now on the ground, and that'll be a penalty. And that will lead to Rutgers on their power play. So the first time we'll see the Rutgers power play unit. Rowan and Rutgers, they're tied with each other at 7th. So that penalty will go on Logan Donnelly. His 12th penalty minutes of the year, and a big-time chance for the Scarlet Knights to show off their power play. And again, it's the story of the game sometimes, and the Scarlet Knights, the offensive juggernaut that they are, this is a chance they relish in a game like this. Zimmerman takes the face-off for the Scarlet Knights. Rowan trying to find a way to get the puck. Everybody is near the puck right now for Rowan, and they find a way to clear it. Rodriguez just wide of Rodriguez, tried to take it on his stick, and Patapovich will have to hold on to it behind him.
And this is just kind of a mad scramble off the face-off there. Just a whole bunch of players falling on that puck as they tried to knock it away. As we'll go back here to Patapovich.
As he gets it to Zimmerman. And Jamie Zimmerman spinning back around near the point. It's on the stick of Angris. Angris takes a shot off the padding. Zimmerman rebound, no, just wide again. Rutgers looking for a clean shot on a big-time power play. Slapper from Patapovich, poked back over by Zimmerman. Rieger with it, trying to find Angris behind the net to set something up. And again, just couldn't get right on the stick of Patapovich. Didn't get enough of that puck on there.
That was a great heads-up play there by Zimmerman to poke that puck away, or else it would have gone right to a Profs player and it would have been cleared, and as now it comes out of the zone.
Almost a cross-ice pass being effective. It bounced off the boards. And now Rutgers looking to set up Zimmerman. Big-time shot, just takes it lightly as it goes off of the pads. And another save for Michael Lisi. Patapovich works it back over on the point. Profs get a switch. Zimmerman, chance out in front, trying to find his teammate, but couldn't get that one on as well. That stick goes high and too fast for a breakaway chance, but Rodriguez has to take it on his stick Brodeur style. And Patapovich sends it down. Zimmerman has to dive again. Zimmerman has dived a couple times in this game now. There's Rieger with a shot, saved as his stick gets flown up into the air as it defies gravity with 7:53. So Rutgers making work of the power play, but no goals so far with 22 seconds left on this penalty.
They've had a couple good chances, but just haven't found a way to really get set up in the zone properly. Right. You mentioned it in the open, how the Profs defense really has to come through here in this one. They've done so here on the penalty kill so far, very active and on top of the puck at all times. And they've been able to get a lot of really good clears out of the zone.
And Hoppler stuffed it in front, but it was quickly removed from danger, and now they'll dump it again. That'll kill the most of the remainder of the penalty up here as Rodriguez uses his stick. He's out of his cage, almost taken away. That could have been dangerous as well. I don't want to say Rutgers is playing sloppy here, but again, they haven't looked like the Rutgers team that we've seen a lot in this arena. A different rink, obviously, but basically the same style of rink. In a way over with Hoppler. Hoppler had a big-time chance out in space earlier in period number 1. We've got 7:13 left of it. As Hoppler takes it, makes a move, makes another one. He's dirty and dangling, and it's off of a prof. Downs at it with the point. Makes his pass. Gets it back up the top to Inouye. Inouye on the right side. Off behind the net now. The Profs couldn't get it to a teammate. Pankey has it. He's looking for Inouye at the point, or he'll just take a body into the corner, but Hogan looking. Okay, Rutgers, as this penalty has been killed, so back to even strength for both of these squads. But Rutgers still holding on to it like they're still on the power play. Pankey winding and gets that broken up. It sits behind the netminder, Leasy, who has been pretty solid. And he can't get off the skate of Inouye, and now it might be a breakaway. The Profs looking, makes a pass, there's a shot, and a big-time save from Rodriguez! Sliding out, making a save. Those are the saves you expect in a game like this.
What a save there from Rodriguez, right in close, just was able to get the pads down on that pass across back door. My goodness, what a save there. Got the glove there as well a little bit, and what a save, keeping this a 0-0 game. An excellent job there by Rodriguez.
He's been doing it all season long for the Scarlet Knights. Add another one to his highlight reel for the year. But now backing it out in front, and they score! What a move! And the Profs strike first. 1-0 here in South Brunswick. So they kill a penalty and get right back on it. Connor Callahan, who else, stuffs it in, his 17th goal of the year.
It was going to be no one else but him for this Prof squad. He's been electric so far this year. Like you said, goal number 17 of the season, 33rd point of the year for Callahan. Has just been unreal this year.
He is about 50-something under Brandon Avazov when it comes to the
listen.
But that is an absurd statistic. And
Avazov is a special case.
He's at Columbia, they're number one for a reason, because they have a guy who's just out of this world. And, you know, you look at some of the other guys who are top in goals. Jamie Zimmerman's on that list, and Rieger's on that list when it comes to points. And you've got a guy who's got 88 points in AAU, and that's about 33 higher than anybody else. We saw him against Ramapo on BSB, and there's a shot. It's almost rebounded in. Looking for a deflection play out in front. And lofted up, and that goes out of play. That's been the storyline of all D3, is Columbia and their story so far. But the Scarlet Knights, they may get a chance. You know, you look at the playoffs going forward. May see them again.
Wouldn't be surprised if they end up pairing up with each other at Nationals at some point.
Yeah. Brandon Avazov on the national stage. I am just savoring that moment potentially. And that one is saved by Rodriguez. Out in the corner now, Rowan, after just scoring goals. So they kill a penalty, score a goal, and now they still have it in the offensive zone. I mean, it was a dirty move from Callahan as he tries to get this over into the corner. And Rutgers, again, starting out slow so far. There's a slapper almost rebounded off of a Scarlet Knight now. Rodriguez has to take it off his pads again. And it's in the other corner now for Rowan. Work back at the top. There's a shot off of a Scarlet Knight. And A.J. Angris making some defensive work happen. This is back in Rowan's defensive zone. Out in front, no. And the Profs cleaned that up pretty quickly. Under 5 minutes to go now in the first period of play. Rowan up 1-0. And back with Rodriguez as he sticks it away. Patapovic fighting for this in the corner. Takes it on his skate. Makes his move and dumps it off of the boards, but loses it again. Working in. Clack makes a pass behind him. Another shot, Rodriguez, and that one just goes wide of the cage. Rieger has to dump this, and it will go down for an icing with 4:19. You look at Callahan, senior, stepped up time and time again, has just taken the brunt of the scoring efforts for this Rowan team. Rowan doesn't have anybody else over 30 points on the year. Rutgers has 3 of those players. You expect him to score, and that's exactly what he did. Official blocking this one. Another blocker Rowan got there. But I think a part of this, you see kind of Rutgers trying to learn how to play without David Vaisberg, who out today, 16 goals on the day, 17 assists, 33 points. And he came into this game with more points than Callahan, and he was the 3rd leading scorer on Rutgers. So losing a player like that is huge when it comes to figuring out that offense in the first period for the Scarlet Knights.
And also on top of that, they're missing their captain in Michael Pantry. He's also out. Both Vaisberg and Pantry out with illness right now, alongside a pair of defensemen for Rutgers, as it's going to be called back here for a hand pass.
Saw a couple of those yesterday in the D3 game. D1 game. There's a lot of numbers, Rowan. There's a lot of numbers. This is D3.
And speaking of both teams, we'll be back here tomorrow when both of them play.
Yeah, we'll be here.
Rutgers taking on Stony Brook, or Rutgers D3, I should say, taking on Stony Brook, the same team now.
See, it's not easy. It's not easy. They're both Rutgers, and they're two different teams.
And then the D1 squad will be facing off against TCNJ yet again for their final home game of the regular season.
Big rematch, a huge overtime goal from Connor Reagan in that game. So you'd have to imagine, and that game got chippy. So you'd have to imagine that TCNJ is going to come into that one with a bit of an edge. It's a big body into the glass as that one gets set down. But that'll be a fun one. We got 2 fun games tomorrow, but this is great as well. Top-ranked matchup between these two teams, and it's always great to see top 10 go at it as Hoppler takes it himself but gets that one taken away. Pankey working. One of those guys you want to step up as he gets blasted behind the net again. And again, the Profs are able to clear it. And we get a whistle.
I think this is actually going to be a penalty here on the Profs, as
they
were going, or Pankey was going at it in the corner. It's going to be a holding call here on the play to Chris Deneen, who's going to go to the box. And going back to the goal before Rutgers goes on the power play, the lone assist on that goal going to Jake DeVito.
Jake DeVito, his second assist of the year. So the Deneen penalty leads to Rutgers power play, second time we've seen it. Jake DeVito also only played 1 game this year, so Rowan getting a piece like that we've now seen in 2 games can put up points. These teams get more dangerous chance for Zimmerman, and a glove save. Wow, from Michael Leasy. That is a tough save. It doesn't look like a tough save, but that is difficult.
That was point blank there from Zimmerman, and great positioning there from Leasy to make that save on the leading goal scorer for Rutgers.
Patapovic has to hold on to it for a bit at the point. Last power play for Rutgers didn't lead to anything. Patapovic, that one has to be squeezed by Leasy. And almost through 5-hole from Patapovic. But Leasy's able to squeeze. He's shaking his head too. Leasy knows that was dangerous. Get a change as well. As Souza comes off. That face-off is taken from Clack, who comes back. This one going the direction of Rodriguez. He comes out, takes it on his stick, and over towards Rieger. Rieger-Zimmerman line back on for the Scarlet Knights and Patapovic, so the first line here. Zimmerman crossing the blue line, working through. Tough angle, gets it back over towards Rieger. Rieger takes a shot, it's off of some skates. And Zimmerman back with it, over with Rieger again. And they get a bit jumbled up, and Rowan's able to get rid of it. Here with 2:05 remaining in period number 1, Patapovic working back at the same spot again, almost dangling through, but can't get it. Again, Rutgers is on the power play after the Deneen penalty. Across the ice, but doesn't find Patapovic, and Rowan continuing to play tough and physical in this game. Koskari's able to send this the other way. Rodriguez can't get that off cleanly, and Koskari's back with it, and a big body from Rieger. Rodriguez sits with it, and then eventually covers up. And now pushing and shoving, as we do in the game of hockey. Rieger and Carter Callahan. So it seems you have 2 brothers on the team, Connor Callahan and Carter Callahan. And Carter, the older brother, seems to be the more physical one, stepping up for little brother.
Well, you kind of expect that sometimes with the big brother, little brother relationship. I mean, we've seen it in sports all the time.
It's the other way around. Little brother stepping up for big brother.
It depends.
Concept.
It depends sometimes.
Depends on the family. We know how the Callahans work, I guess, now. Hoppler has to move this around. And Hogan gets ripped. That would have been a face mask if this was football, but it is not. That is a penalty, so there will be a penalty on that one as Hogan got his cage almost ripped off. So an extra man comes on as Rodriguez comes out. And effectively, they get a power play. They had a power play on the power play, actually, in a way, as we're back to even strength in terms of penalties. So a lot of bodies here on the ice for both of these teams. Pankey working, and that will cause the penalty that will bleed over into period number 2 and some extra curriculars in front of the net with 46 and a half to go. So Rutgers, they get their penalty killed, and they go right back on the power play.
Already a bunch of chances here on the man advantage. Have to try and convert on one of them now, down by 1. I know they've only got about 46 seconds left to go here in period number 1, but if you could get one here in the final stages of this period, that'd be great going into the second.
And it's saved by Leasy and its little brother, Carter Callahan, with the penalty. So it's tough to step up for Big Brother when you're not on the ice. We don't see them pair up too much either. Under 40 seconds remain. Patapovic has this one go past him. The captain. What a pass. What a move. And a save by Rodriguez. It dangles in front of the line. And what a save from Aaron Rodriguez. Rieger working through. Rieger trying to make a move. Trying to find a teammate. Under 20 seconds to go. Rieger working this to the point with Patapovic. Patapovic winding through, gets past his man, takes a shot, goes too high, might have been tipped. Now a chance back out in front, and a save from Leasy out in front again. No! Just behind the cage. And that will expire period number 1. Leasy stepping up, this defense stepping up. 1-0 Rowan, and Rutgers had chance after chance in that moment. Wow.
What a couple saves from both goaltenders.
Yeah.
Going one way short-handed, Rodriguez with a massive save. That puck also just sat pretty much right in their crease, slowly sliding to the near side. And then out the other way, Leasy with a couple big saves of his own right at the end of the frame. But what a way to end it here for period number 1.
What a way to end it. And hey, we've still got 2 more. The penalty has 1:13 left on it from Carter Callahan, so Rutgers will start on the power play in period number 2. But we'll step aside for just a few moments. We'll be right back for period number 2 in just a few moments on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. Hello and welcome back to Breakout Sports Broadcasting. Rowan leads Rutgers 1-0. Shot total 11-9 in favor of the Scarlet Knights. The Scarlet Knights will be on a power play as well after a Carter Callahan penalty. And David Vaisberg asked us in the chat, what is a prof? It's an owl, man. It's an owl guy. They have a mascot named Who, W-H-O-O, and owls are known for their prominent eyes, haunting screech, and extraordinary wisdom. They can see in the dark. They got a whole explanation from it. Apparently, Rowan fans are convinced that Who has powers, like an owl. They think he has powers. Professional owl, a prof. Google tells me it's short term for a professor, but they are wrong. It is Who. Well, I don't know. I know who he is. He is an owl, but his name is Who. So that is what a prof is. It's the owl of Rowan, and it's also you could say it's a professor. I mean, I guess they think the professors also have the power, but I don't know. That's their mascot. It's Who. And a big blast into the boards. We get back to action here. Both teams Rowan got a goal earlier in this one from Connor Callahan, his 17th of the year, and he's near the top. When it comes, he was 15th in terms of total points coming into this game nationally. So he's had a strong year for this team. And right above Connor Callahan coming into this game was David Vaisberg, and now the chance out in front, almost got that into the slot, and they had a chance. Rieger looking now. There's a chance. Patapovic sends a slapper. No, it goes off of the back glass. Rieger back behind now. Rutgers offense looking a lot better coming out of the first period. And a big situation near the blue line. Rieger makes a pass. Looking Zimmerman sends it, and it is saved by Leasy.
And that was Morotek who had those couple of really good chances. Just couldn't get one to go into the back of the net.
Yep. Weren't
able to find a way to get one home. And he actually went head over heels right in the slot, right in front of Leasy. Yep. As it looks like Leasy shaking off his hand a little bit there. Might have caught high-powered shot to the glove.
Right. Face-off one from Hoppler. Some tough hits, and it sits in the corner. And I know one thing we wanted to talk about was where these shots are being taken from both of these teams. Rowan has worked on this same side, that left point, for a lot of this game. I guess their right point for a lot of this game. But Rutgers has been kind of forced, without Vaisberg, they've just been forced to stuff in front of the net. We saw it again coming out on the power play. They've just been playing in front of the net, and that's a hit up on Rodriguez. Maybe a bit of acting as it gets back to the point, Carollo.
Yeah, and like you said, John, a lot of the shots for Rutgers in that first period all coming from the slot or high slot or back up at the point, and they weren't really shooting anything from the left or right side outside of the two circles. Yeah. Only really one shot came from that area from Zimmerman. And then for Rowan, almost everything was coming from that left-hand side in front of us here. And nothing coming from the right-hand point at all. And if you're Rutgers, you have to try and maybe defend that left-hand point a little bit better, as there's a dangerous chance right in front for the Profs.
The thing is, we talk about where Rowan was taking their shots. That's not where they scored from. That's the thing. They had to work where Rutgers has been taking their shots, right in that low slot. But Rowan, that's where they decide their offense. And again, you talk about trying to work without Vaisberg, who's able to drive in with his size. Rutgers still trying to feel out what life is like without him, but they got plenty of stars offensively to get it done. They've got the talent, and maybe, we were kind of talking about this. Patapovic may have to play a bit more of an offensive role, and now a chance out in front. The Profs striking, and what a glove save by Rodriguez! A gem! My goodness! Coming out with a glove and making it happen.
Holy moly, what a glove save there from Rodriguez as he gets the claps here from the faithful here in the stands with us here at ProSkate. That was a ridiculous glove save. Just unbelievable from Rodriguez.
One on netminder. Just couldn't find a way to get that through. Oh, my goodness. I believe
it was Callahan driving in on that breakaway chance, and Rodriguez just read him like a book.
Yeah, it just came out with the glove, read it perfectly. My goodness. Clack tries to make this pass back over towards just outside the circle, and we've got a scrum for the puck now, but Man, Rodriguez has made some big-time saves. His team is still down 1-0. Needs his offense to step in, and a big delivery from Clack. Clack with a crack, but it might be a penalty, and it looks like it will be. So Rutgers, it appears, will go back onto a man advantage again, I think, or no. They just blew the whistle on that one.
Might have been an offside call or a hand pass. Was looking down at the monitor here.
Right. Didn't see a hand pass. Because I was focused on the big hit from Clack, and now Gianco working, gets that pocket picked, but a chance out in front. No, can't get enough on that one. Angris. Man, Rutgers is knocking on the door, and they just want to kick it down. Haven't been able to open the lock just yet. The Scarlet Knights, though, they're creating chances, and a lot more of them here in period number 2. And another way to work, Gianco can't make the move. He gets past the man, but doesn't have the puck with him. As Clack, who delivered a big body just before, will send this pass over to Souza, who has it in the corner. Now back with Clack, and he'll just go off the glass for the Profs.
And you mentioned how we've seen a bunch of Clack earlier in the first period. Saw him at the Jersey Pro League, like you said. Played on Team Synergy. And seen a bunch of his game as he goes into the corner now once again. But very, very good in terms of passing. Really finds the open lanes well and is able to keep the puck with some strong board play as it gets taken here by Rutgers and Morotek.
Morotek had Rieger with him but couldn't find him. And now Morotek back with it. Danger zone for the Profs. Right outside the circle. Across the ice over with Downs, and he can't get that on. So 5 minutes have expired just about in period number 2. No goals just yet. Close to offsides. Patapovic has to send a shot. Rebounded, and he'll get it right back. Zimmerman couldn't finish the job. There is some tough defense. Downs tries to hand it down, can't stay on sides, and he's forced to tough and takes a tough hit in the back from Joseph Marrero. Corner now. Rutgers has to move. Just goes off of Rieger. And McGuire holding on to it near the defensive zone with Kane. Kane makes a pass all the way up top, and Patapovic is able to break this away. And Patapovic lays the hammer, as he's done all season long. And now Zimmerman with it, and that creates a possession. That's why Patapovic is back there. Zimmerman, leading goal scorer, can't get through, and he dislodges the net and hits the goaltender. And there's a reason he's skating away. He gets pushed, falls off, and now we've got some pushing. Rieger comes in to defend his teammate. This one's in the corner. We've got pushing and shoving. And that will be broken up by the officials. And they're still talking to each other. Looks like Pankey in there on that one with Deneen, but I think they laughed a bit. They might be friends outside of this. And it also seems that they will call a penalty on this one with Rieger, who went back in to defend Zimmerman. And they'll call penalties as well for Rowan.
That's Joseph Marrero who's going to the box. And we'll have to see if this will be 4-on-4 or if it'll be coincidental penalties.
Right.
But good to see over on the other side, Michael Leasy. Seems all right, no worse for wear as Zimmerman ran into him.
Yeah.
Good to see for the Prof goaltender.
Right, it didn't seem intentional running in. He was trying to score as well, but obviously, he skated away pretty quickly. He knew what was coming. You have to defend your netminder, whether it was an accident or not. And that's what Rowan did there. We get a bit of a timeout here as well. So Carollo for Rutgers, I mean, how do they figure this out? No goals yet. They've played over 25 minutes of hockey, no goals yet.
I think for Rutgers, you just have to just start firing everything on net. You've been taking a lot of your chances from inside the slot or even the high slot back up near the blue line. Just start firing from everywhere. You need to try and find something that'll break through, try and go to the dirty areas. They've been doing that so far, and they've had some chances. They just need to keep hammering those spots and just start firing things from all angles. Something will take a bounce or go in or find somebody in front for a awkward rebound or something like that. You have to try and find a way to get one past Leasy, who's been great so far. He's made some excellent saves. As Downs has this here, it's played lower. Back up to Downs again at the circle.
Rutgers, do my job, Carollo.
Sorry.
Rutgers on a power play now. They actually changed it. Rutgers on a power play. Downs, high slot, takes a shot. Blocked away on the bodies. And here come the Profs trying to clear. with Dowdalin sending that one down. So Rutgers goes on a power play in this situation. The penalty will go on Ryan Robertson. So Rutgers gets another power play opportunity. And for a team that scored 6.5 goals a game this season, not having a goal with the amount of chances they've had on the power play has been interesting. Hoppler with it high slot, takes a shot, goes off of Pinky, it appears. And now work back towards the point, in a way. Has Hogan with him, trying to make a move. He does, sends a shot. They've got to keep saying, like I said, rebound chance, and they score! And there's Hoppler with it, and the Scarlet Knights tie it up.
And as I was about to say, literally right before he scored, I was going to say, let me get back to my point in a second about all the power play opportunities, and finally Hoppler is able to put one home on the man advantage.
His 14th goal of the season. The Piscataway native, who, when you look at it without David Vaisberg, the first person I thought of to step up without him was Christian Hoppler, and he got in there. They stuffed it through, and we have a tie hockey game in this top 10 matchup, number 7 versus number 3, and number 3 ties it up with 63, Christian Hoppler.
And right now the assist looking like it's going to be Kai Inoue.
13 minutes remain in period number 2. So now we've got a brand new hockey game here from ProSkate Ice Arena in South Brunswick, New Jersey, as it sits behind the net there and trying to stuff that on in, and that one is squeezed by the netminder Aaron Rodriguez. 12:49 to go. Rutgers will get some changes as well. Angris comes on with Gianco. Goldstein. Face-off taken from Rowan. Rowan sends it over towards Rodriguez. It was just wide. A rebound chance, could have scored, but no one there for Rowan. And now it's taken back away. One man to beat here for the Scarlet Knights. They have the numbers, and what a poke from Souza. And Souza has been strong defensively today. But now Angris back with it, looking around, surveying. There's a slapper, and it's just too high. It was deflected. And Acuna loses it. And that will go down offside as Acuna tried to get rid of it, and there was nothing teammate could have done to avoid an offside there.
And John, you were mentioning Souza and how he's been so strong defensively here in this one so far. Very active with his stick on the back check.
Yep.
And has done a great job so far to really lock down the top guys for this Rutgers squad. And while he doesn't show up a ton on the score sheet with 3 assists, 3 points so far this season in 14 games, his defensive game is fantastic.
It's absolutely phenomenal in a game where Rowan needs defense. And now a slapper again, it's wide, and trying to stuff it in again. They've had a few opportunities there to stuff it in, but Rodriguez standing strong, and they have to force the icing. With 12:06 to go, 16-13 shot advantage for the Scarlet Knights. So Carollo, you see Rutgers, when they get that goal, the floodgates kind of start to open for them offensively. Obviously, Rowan's a lot tougher. But it's huge to get that Hoppler goal.
Yeah, it definitely is. We've seen it in the past couple games here for this Rutgers squad where when they get one, everything starts to open up, like you said, as that shot from Angres is kicked away. But Rutgers does a great job to really open the floodgates and open the scoring, as it looks like we might get another penalty here, and it might be on the Profs again.
It's like a holding they call. Well, there might have been a tripping in the corner, but it seems that there was a holding elsewhere. And Rowan, I know I mentioned in this game that we'd get a lot of penalties, but it's been a lot if this is on the Profs.
It's actually going to go on Angres.
Goes on, yeah, I saw a trip, I believe, but it looked like it was a hold they called. We'll see what we get officially. So, okay, I was about to say, because it is on Angres, there's the penalty, so we'll get the Rowan power play again. Rowan did commit a lot of penalties in this game so far. That would have been just a bit too much for their liking. They've killed most of it.
And it's going to be a holding call there on Angres, as it's immediately cleared there by the Scarlet Knights.
Angres' 6th penalty minutes of the year now. Expected from a tough player like him. And Rowan crossing back in with Connor Callahan, who has the lone goal and action in the glass. Benak takes a tough hit into the boards and almost taken back from Rieger, but Donnelly's there for it. And now this is taken Zimmerman. Takes tough pressure. Has Rieger there? No, it's taken away by the Profs with 11 minutes in period number 2 in a knotted-up hockey game here from ProSkate Ice Arena in South Brunswick, New Jersey. Breakout Sports Broadcasting with you, and now a chance over near the circle. There's a slapper. There's a chance. Rodriguez gets out in front of it. And big time from the netminder. And Rodriguez, a 9-1 record on the year. 91 save percentage. Minute left on this Angris penalty. But Rodriguez has made plenty of great saves in this game so far when they need it. And Lisi has as well on the other side, but Rodriguez making a good one there. Near the circle, looking, surveying, back at the top with Kane, with Clack. He gets sent into the corner. Working back, outside the circle, back up top to Clack. Clack sends a shot, it's off the pads of Rodriguez yet again. Behind the net, working on the outside now, in the circle, sends one, and it's off of those pads again. So Rodriguez will add some statistics, and Lisi will take it out with the stick in the trapezoid.
And shots almost dead even right now, 17-16 in favor of Rutgers, as Rowan's still on the power play here with 15 seconds left to go on it.
You've got a lot more shots than the scoreboard might suggest on, because you are scoring this game in terms of shot-wise, to reveal that.
This is true. This is true.
So, sure, I mean, shots on goal officially, but you have more at least chances. There's been a lot more chances, just the numbers that we see. We could at least say that. And that one will go offside. Right now, shots are at about even officially. But have you seen the change in any trends in terms of the shots? I mean, we were talking about a trend with Rutgers and Rowan. Has it been more of the same, or have we seen a bit more from Rutgers at the point?
It's a little bit similar so far right now. Obviously, the goal coming right at the goal crease, right in the low slot there for Rutgers. But for Rowan, they're starting to shoot a little bit from that opposite side than we did in the first period. Especially here on the power play, as now we're back to 5-on-5. But they took a couple shots from that opposite side circle as it's taken the other way.
Hogan working, takes it on the stick. He lost it for a second, so that shot goes wide. And the Scarlet Knights lose it now with Dowdalin. Dowdalin going the other way, working towards the circle. And he'll have to send it to Rodriguez, who puts the oven mitt on it. And no smoke, 9:15. Rowan trying to look to counter after their power play opportunity. Another good penalty kill from the Scarlet Knights. Both penalty kills have been very solid in this game. And we're knotted 1-1 still, as Angris, who's back on after committing a penalty earlier, and sends one wide of the cage to get that one into the offensive zone. Gianco, a tough player, loses it. Flitter, weaving, sends one over. That one's off the pads and a rebound chance. It's too high. Just missed the net. Rodriguez went for the dive. And now Rutgers back the other way. They've got numbers with the cavalry. Angris sends a pass. It's deflected. But they've still got it. Working behind now, just off of the stick, and they've got to set up back at the point now. Dankowski sends us to the corner. Looking forward. Both teams playing physical, as you see now. Big back checking. Into the circle now, and Rowan trying to take it the other way. Scarlet Knight looking to dive, couldn't get on it. Back across the blue line now. Winding, might have a chance out in front, just high off the post and the crossbar. A chance for Rowan, but just too far off of the netting. And a big way to dive from Dankowski to get on that puck. Get some applause here. And with Wright now. I will say, as this one gets sent all the way down, remember the fans we were talking about? Because you can cut the tension with a knife, we haven't heard them as much in this game.
It's only been on the goals and a few hits.
Right. We'll see. And now right out in front, low slot, diving down, and that'll be a penalty. But a necessary penalty, in my opinion, to keep it knotted 1-1. Had to trip there because that puck was right out in front of the slot, in front of Rodriguez, and it probably would have been a goal had you let that chance go through. So now the penalty kill will come on for the Scarlet Knights again, not too long after committing a penalty before.
They need a big stop here, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
It seems that goals will be hard to come by in this game, despite how often both of these teams have scored goals this season. And that's what will happen when you get two top-ranked teams with a lot to play for. I mean, Rowan coming off an 11-goal outing, and they're just a bit off when it comes to matching that performance that they had against Widener. Rutgers put up 6 against Ramapo in that last game. But both teams only 1 goal. We're more than halfway through the second period. Zimmerman back with it. And Rutgers don't count them out when it comes to shorthanded goals as well, but Zimmerman will just clear this away. Not able to keep that on his stick from Logan Donnelly. Rieger defending and gets that one, forces a tough pass. And the Profs trying to take it. And they have to just dump it. A minute already gone on the penalty. That penalty was on Morotek. So they lose him, the first liner, for just a bit. Rieger winding through. Gavin Rieger makes a pass to Egan, and that one is wide. Rieger looking again, back with Egan. He's got a chance. No, and it just goes high again out of play. He had a chance in front.
Egan wanted to go back to Rieger on that pass.
Right. Couldn't find it.
Rieger just peeled off at the end of that play, going back up to the high circle, and maybe should have drove to the net front there. That pass was right there for him to try and pot one home shorthanded.
Looking for Rieger. Rieger just wasn't there.
It was the right play there from Egan.
Yeah.
Just couldn't find Rieger, who'd peeled off on it.
Thought he was just going to try to score there, had to get back. But now with 6:15, what could have been a big-time chance for Rieger turns into Rowan going back the other way. Still on the power play, and a great way to break that up from Acuna. Acuna bouncing this one off of the corner. Rowan with it behind. Chance, shot, no. Rodriguez diving down, and a big-time save. And Rutgers breaks it up. Rowan back with it. Here in their defensive zone. One more chance potentially before we get back to even strength. Comes out of it. Morotek comes out, makes a substitution with Hogan. So back to even strength now for both of these teams. 5:30 on the clock. Rowan with it in the offensive zone. Smythe gets rid of it. And they'll have to chase. Hoppler with his speed forces Leasy to come out of the cage. That would have been offsides if he touched it. Hogan chasing this puck hard, too, with Hoppler next to him. That one's too far. He has to just poke it out. But that's a great pass over towards Flitter. Flitter, Rodriguez gets a pat on it out in front. Hoppler looking for it. And now it sits in the corner. The Scarlet Knights trying to find some offense after the penalty kill. And an icing with under 5 to go. Shots knotted at 17. This is that physical hockey game that you expected, though the offense isn't there. And it kind of reminds me of the D1 game that ended up 2-1 in overtime. Just tough. Goals were hard to come by. Ended up leading to an overtime goal. So still very early in this game, and a lot can happen. But Hoppler back with it for the Scarlet Knights. Takes a shot. Goes off with the glove of Leasy. Almost had a glove save, but it goes down as a glove save. Just didn't catch it. So almost a rebound opportunity for the Scarlet Knights. But Hoppler has been making moves offensively as Rodriguez gets the oven mitt down. They're starting to look a lot more like that team that they had with David Vaisberg, the offensive team. They have struggled to find it back after a penalty kill, and that's been kind of a thing. After they kill penalties, it takes them a couple minutes to find their offense again. But Rutgers really finding their game in the second period. Face-off goes into the corner and sent down the other way for the Scarlet Knights. Rowan back on it. Crossing into the blue line, he's offside. That's Souza. Souza's been big defensively. He goes offside offensively. Rowan 11-3-1. Rutgers 16-4-1. When you look at all of AAU D3, it's starting to get down to the wire when you talk about the rankings. Liberty picked up 2 wins against Rowan. Rutgers trying to make their claim as the #1 team in the nation. Rowan's still really not out of it. But this is a big game when it comes to those standings and the final polls, and as the end of the season is fastly approaching here in college hockey. Pankey trying to hang on to this one, at least find a teammate here, takes a tough hit, and this one in the corner now. Scrum for it, right trying to clear it out. Gets rid of it away, but it's back with the Profs. It's out with a point. There's a slapper, and it's very wide. And we'll get a whistle. Player down on the ice. Both players were down for a second. Arredondo and Dowdlin were down with each other. They just pat each other on the back, say, "You good?" "Yep, I'm good. I'm good too." "All right, let's go."
I think Dowdlin's stick actually got caught in the skates of Arredondo.
Oh, wow. I can't really see it that well from this angle we have. That'll happen.
Well, we are in the stands after all here at ProSkate.
Also that. We don't have the benefit of a crow's nest, as this one is brought to you by Morgan Stanley, Rutgers, and Rowan. 3:35 left. Rowan trying to work in. Rodriguez saved on that one. Rutgers defense has stepped up for him big time. I mean, he's made plenty of work, but his defense has cleared out a lot of those chances. Patapovich back on the ice for the Scarlet Knights. Not all of, the first line back on for Rutgers in the final 3 minutes of the second period, as the Scarlet Knights trying to take a 2-1 lead heading into the final 20 minutes of play. We've still got 3 of these left to go, and Zimmerman winding through takes a tough one, and that will be a penalty, and Rowan commits another one. And this one, see who it's against, but it comes at the expense of Jamie Zimmerman.
It's actually going to be Connor Callahan going to the box, so that's a tough loss for Rowan, going to the penalty kill. One of their best penalty killers alongside his scoring prowess. But one thing that Zimmerman does really well, as he's going to center this power play here, is when he gets going, he is very tough to pull down. And when you do pull him down, it's going to result in a penalty. He's great at drawing them in stride.
Yeah, you've seen it a lot this season. Just plenty of size out in front. Zimmerman looking for the rebound. Couldn't get there quick enough. I mean, having players like that is so crucial if the net was dislodged. It's so crucial to have a player like that, where you can draw penalties. I mean, we've seen it a bit in this game. We just saw the penalty right there. Not only did he force a penalty, he forced Rowan's best player to be out of the game. Huge moment here in the final 2:42 of the second period. Zimmerman taking the face-off on the other side of the last face-off. Rieger at the point. Bouncing off the boards, trying to find Mr. Zimmerman. Back with Rieger at the point. Rieger looking. Defended tough. Patapovich dumping this forward. Kicking it back, and now it's taken by the Profs, but Patapovich gets in front of this. Just slaps it down. What's Clack? For the Scarlet Knights trying to work on the power play here. Rowan still playing it tough. Morotek gets that broken up, and that will just be covered up by Michael Leasy. One thing I've noticed in this game, just officiating-wise, I think they're doing a solid job. They're calling it quick on the cover-ups. Saw one that was very quick today. So those precious seconds can really be saved when games get down to the wire, and it's going to come down to the wire here. Sometimes those extra 2 seconds when the puck's covered up, you don't think about it. This game you will. Hoppler bouncing off behind with Pankey. Pankey trying to make something happen, couldn't do it. Was looking for someone in the slot. 50 seconds remain on the power play for the Scarlet Knights, and some tough physicality from Chris Deneen. Actually, not recorded a statistic this season, except for that penalty he committed earlier in the game, but has really made his impact shown today. Downs has it just outside the circle, almost tipped in for the Scarlet Knights. A minute 21 remain in period number 2, and 24 on the power play for the Scarlet Knights. And here comes Hoppler yet again, winding through, gets that one poked out by Souza. Still sends it, had a man in front. Hoppler looking for a rebound from Penke. Worked back. Rowan got rid of it, but is back to the point with the Scarlet Knights. And now Hoppler looking for goal number 2. Christian Hoppler winding through, sends a shot. There's a rebound chance. Players flying to the netminder, and players around in front of the net. Dove down. Hoppler still on the goaltender. Everyone go find your stick. Like an Easter egg hunt, and Hoppler causing chaos.
Those are some beautiful moves by him to drive into the zone, and he just ripped that one right there on Leasy and got pushed from behind right on top of Leasy. Not much he could have done there to get out of the way.
Right, he was kind of there. People were saying get off. He was like, I can't get off. I'm stuck.
And Rutgers now hits 20 shots here in this game. Rowan sitting at 17 right now, the official count.
You might have it at 30.
It's somewhere in between there or so.
Yeah, 25, 24. And now Rowan might have numbers here. Tough play from Acuna, and now it's taken away. No, almost. But now Rutgers, again, both plays where each player couldn't get that one off. Zimmerman, the leading goal scorer, looking for some offense, though. Morotek sends it towards Rieger. Rieger with a great shot, but it's saved by Leasy. Looking center ice now. 20 seconds left. Rieger sends us over. Morotek can't get a shot off. And Rowan with it. They may just look to expire the rest of this period. This is back with Rutgers in the defensive zone. Scarlet Knights have it with Morotek. They've got numbers. Zimmerman to his right. Morotek sends a shot. It's wide. And that will expire the second period. Might have had Zimmerman there. He might know it too. Almost had a shot as well. Slams his stick. And that does it for period number 2, Carollo. Very, very intriguing. And hello, I guess Matt Facilla wants to find me. The Scarlet Knights keeping it tied up 1-1. We've got a third period coming. Goal from Christian Hoppler has been fantastic. Huge second period. And this game is fitting the bill, Carollo, of the matchup that we scheduled, that we hyped it up to be.
Yes, it certainly has been. It's been a great one so far. And for Morotek right at the very end, just a couple inches or so. A couple inches to the left, and that could have been the opening goal here for Rutgers to give them the lead.
I think he might have had Zimmerman to his right. You think he could have made that pass too?
He could have got it there. It was a little dangerous. It was the right call to go for the shot with time winding down, only about a second left to go in the period. But he knew at the end, like you said, slamming his stick. He had his hands to his head as he was going off the ice. But either way, we're tied 1 at the end of 2.
We are, and for a player like that, newer to the team, makes a mistake, let's say, might make up for it in period number 3. We'll see. We'll call back to that. But that'll do it for period number 2. We got a 1-1 hockey game. We got 20 minutes left to decide who wins it here between this top 10 matchup between Rutgers and Rowan. Do not go anywhere here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. We'll be right back for period number 3. Hello and welcome back to the final 20 minutes of hockey between Rowan and Rutgers, a matchup that has fit the bill of what it was expected to be. Knotted up 1-1 to begin the third period of play. The Scarlet Knights looking to begin their bid potentially to become the #1 team in the nation. Rowan fighting to stay within the top 10 as they come in at number 7. Rutgers number 3. I'm John McCooch, joined alongside Carollo Pascal here for this adventure between Rutgers and Rowan that is fastly approaching its conclusion. Everyone back and ready to go. And Carollo, the Scarlet Knights started to find their offense a bit, got a Christian Hoppler goal in period number 2. Rowan shut out in the second period. How do they get back to it?
I think for Rutgers, what you have to try and do is take advantage of the chances you're given. In that second period, they did a lot better job of spreading out where they're shooting from.
Right.
In the first period, we talked about it, where a lot of the shots were coming from the low slot and even into the high slot in between the two circles. In that second period, shots were coming from all angles, especially from the points they were shooting a lot more. And on the power play, they scored on the man advantage. They've already had a bunch of power plays here in this one. They have only been able to find the back of the net once. They're going to have to try and do so again if they get another chance here on the power play.
And I'm sure the locker rooms are talking about where these shots are coming from and adjusting their defenses accordingly. So we'll see if adjustments are made and this chess match that is the game of hockey continues to be played. That one lost out. Hoppler's got a chance out behind the net. Can't find a teammate just yet, but that was almost danger. And the Profs, who I'm still not sure what that is, take it down into the corner. Patapovich kicks this away. We've had some great mascots that we've seen in our coverage of college hockey. I've always said that you have the Fordham Rams and the Ryder Bronx, and that was taken away. I'll get back to that. That's a glove save from Rodriguez. Just snatches it out of the air like Manu Ginobili at a bat. 1918, what a save from Rodriguez. Let me go. Okay. I've always said this. So you have the Fordham Rams and the Ryder Bronx. I think they should swap names. You should have the Ryder Rams, double R, and the Fordham Bronx in the Bronx.
I do like that a lot, actually.
It makes more sense. Figure it out, guys. Just outside the circle. Let me name teams. I think the Jets need a mascot named Benny the Jet. There's a lot that needs to change. But I know it won't. They won't take my advice. Cam Egan gets rid of this into the offensive zone. Almost went offside with 18:52. As this one is lofted into center ice. Carter Callahan couldn't get that one on as the fans start to come back in as Kai takes this and can't find Egan. That pass goes a bit too high. We've seen the Rowan contingent. I've been trying to find that word all day. The contingent of Rowan has made plenty of noise. And we've seen a lot of Rutgers faithful banging on the glass and just really being active. We all know the stakes here, especially with a brand new rivalry coming in. What a blast. This one handed down. Morotek looking to make up for the mistake earlier. Morotek takes a shot and he scores! Morotek, redemption, Rutgers 2-1.
What a job there by Morotek to just drive into the zone after gloving the puck down. Opted to take it himself, go one-on-one with the defenseman, and power moved around him and just outweighted and put that puck into the back of the net. And Rutgers have the 2-1 lead. A massive, massive goal here at the start of the third.
Huge for the Scarlet Knights, and they've got a lead. They've got Stony Brook tomorrow. They want to beat the Profs here and give themselves a chance to become the #1 team in the nation. But it all starts here in the final 17:54. Also, call me John Makutstradamus. I called that in the break that Morotek was going to score. As Wright looking to get rid of this one. Back in the corner. Smythe has it, takes a body. Hogan trying to break this out. Near the point. Sitting there, waiting, wandering. Hogan gets rid of it down the other way as Arredondo will take this one and gets it towards, tries to get Hogan. Hogan takes a hit. He was trying to hand it down, but he got leveled by a prof.
And on the Morotek goal, Inoue again, his second assist of the day. Taking a huge step up is Inoue, has been great so far throughout this season.
2 apples for him. And that puck is lost. And gets laid out into the boarding as it sits in the corner here. Both teams trying to clear this out. He gets hit. Hogan takes some damage. Sits at the point, goes off of Smythe, and Rodriguez comes out with the glove and stuffs it. So you have a 2-1 lead with 16:45, and these are the moments that we've seen this season too in the 9 wins of Aaron Rodriguez, where you just carry the team on your back, you make saves. We'll see if he can do that again against a very good Prof team.
We've seen it time and time again. Also going back to last year, he made a ton of great efforts, had a ton of great outings and big saves and big moments. Very clutch is Rodriguez as this goes down for an icing. But like we were saying, Rodriguez always been stout between the pipes here for Rutgers. And the goal here by Morotek, still not even 4 minutes into this third period, was the only shot so far of the frame for Rutgers.
Wow, first shot of the frame goes behind the pipes. Second goal of the season for Morotek. The Morristown native, the new guy, figuring it out. Patapovich was looking for Cherney on that play. And now Rowan trying to go back. Now Rowan, they really do not want to lose 3 out of 4. They'll go back to the Liberty games. If they lose this game, they'd have lost 3 out of 4. A team that was sitting in the top 10. Cherney, weaving, winding. That pocket is picked. Rowan in need of a goal. There's a shot, it goes off. Patapovich got a stick on that one, and he's looking to clear now. What a piece of work from Patapovich. Angris was looking to send this into the corner, but it got collected and just couldn't get that on and keep it on side. We'll call, actually, no, there's a penalty now. I saw a tripping call. See exactly where it came from and who it's on. It might be on Rutgers.
And it's going to be on Angris again, I think. And
yeah,
it was right here in the bottom right corner, kind of obstructed our vision right here to the right along the wall on the blue line of the Profs. And back to the power play, they're going to go again.
That'll be Angris' second penalty of the evening. And another chance for the Profs. And now a chance to tie things up as this one is worked towards the point. Back the other way, fakes the slap, sends a rip, and that one goes right into the breadbasket of Aaron Rodriguez. The faceoff will go to his right. And again, Rowan, that is where they've been sending shots time and time again. Faceoff goes the way of Rowan. Worked into the corner. Rowan. Back at the top. High slot. There's a shot. What a diving play by Cam Egan to get that puck disrupted. And now Rowan's offense has to find something here. Looking around. Tough defense from Patapovich. Long shift for these guys. Pass over, and now we get a whistle.
And I think we might get some coincidental penalties here.
Wow. Yeah, that's what it's looking like as they jaw at each other just a bit. That's Tim Downs for Rutgers and Joseph Marrero for the Rowan Profs. So coincidental. So 2 in the box for Rutgers, 1 in the box for the Profs of Rowan.
And because they are coincidentals, we should stay just 5 on 4.
Yeah. I only see 3 players on the ice.
And it seems like we might actually play 4 on 3.
Right, 4 on 3, yep.
Thought they were originally calling the coincidentals. Usually when it's coincidentals, they don't put it up on the board and it just stays 5 on 5 sometimes.
Yeah, but this is 4 on 3 hockey. So while Rowan is a man down, they are still a man up. This one gets worked at the top. 4 on 3 hockey. You know, my favorite hockey is 4 on 4, but this would be number 2. This one sent in front of Rodriguez, no rebound. Chance in the circle, that one's wide. And you play with a different kind of space. 4-on-3, there's only 7 players on the ice. So it's very different than what these guys are used to, and great way to defend that one from Inouye. Just outside the circle, sending it into the circle. There's a shot and he scores. What a blast! Wow! Fire that away. Click clack with the goal. That's not clack, that is Patrick Condello with the goal. His 6th of the year. 7s look like 1s with the Profs jerseys. But a tying goal and an absolute ripper.
That was a ridiculous shot there. Right in the Ovechkin office, just on the opposite side, pretty much, at the face, just above the face-off dot. That was a blast on the one-timer, and we're tied at 2.
So that kills the original power play, but we are still on 4-on-3 because of those 2 other penalties.
We'll stay 4-on-4 now.
I can't count. 4-on-4. 4-on-4 it will be. Because we have the coincidentals. Yeah, that wouldn't make any sense. 5 minus 1 is 4. There's only 1 penalty. Rieger winding through, weaving, has to go through some traffic. Zimmerman trying to find the puck, and he's doing another one of those plays, and a big body behind the net. Another one of those attempts to kind of draw a penalty, just holding on to the puck, forcing these opponents to do something. This might be offside. No, it's not. And now this one is taken in by Rowan, weaving around, and just has to bounce this off of the boarding. Mazaratis trying to hold on to this for Rutgers. This is just taken out behind the net. Has not left this behind the net area. Now it is, and Zimmerman takes a hit, still trying to find the puck, and that one is at the point, but it's a Scarlet Knight with it, with Spencer Wright. Daniel Wright now with it. Wright has it in the defensive zone. Daniel Wright making an impact here. Rieger almost made a great move, but couldn't get the puck back. Now makes another great move. Rieger works through. Wright trying to stuff it in. Has to push a guy down. And now Rowan trying to take it the other way. We might have action. Flitter, fluttering. Gets that one broken up by Egan. Rodriguez down on it. And Rodriguez able to cover up. With 12:53 to go in period number 3.
It's a great job there by Rodriguez to jump on top of that one as Patapovic comes over and gives him the fist bump there.
Some knuckles. Interesting note, Rowan now leads the shot advantage, 25-2. They had trailed in terms of total shots for a lot of this game. Is that as an icing? I'm sure your shot count is something.
It's pretty similar at this point.
There we go.
And Rutgers have only had 2 shots here in this period so far, one of them being a goal.
Right, the Morotech goal before. That's interesting. Rowan has, although they gave up a goal, they've still stepped up in a way defensively. Because that was kind of a broken play where Morotech scored. He had to hit it down. Egan just lofts this up. And that's another high catch that Leasy had to make. He had a basket catch in the first period. Has to catch that loft, but Leasy holds on to it. And the Woolwich native keeps this level. And that forces the face-off. That was the goal of that situation. Forces line changes and a face-off the other way. As Pankey will center it for Rutgers. Broken up. Patapovic hands it down. But Rowan will dump this away. Now back with Downs.
And I mentioned the shot totals for Rutgers so far. They've only got the couple of shots here on target. Now 3 as that one trickles on in. But regardless of that, right now, Rowan already have 6 here in the period. Also a goal for them as well. The most recent game-tying goal. Shots now 25-24, so almost back up to even.
The Condello goal earlier, so in the first period, Rowan struck. In the second, Rutgers struck. In period number 3, they've both struck. Patapovic sends that one. It gets sticked out. It might have been wide as well from Leasy. How about Just under 6 shots a minute there from Rowan then. It's been impressive what they've been able to do in period number 3 offensively. They've gotten the same amount of goals out of it as Rutgers has. As Callahan weaving with it, trying to sit that in front, had a chance, and the slot just couldn't get in front of it. And now with 11:35, the Rowan Profs, they've tied the game. They have the momentum, but can they get past these Scarlet Knights? 4 spots ahead of them in the rankings. And now Winding almost had him high slot, could not find him. Just kept skating in front of it. Now Rutgers trying to chase around here. Patapovich, someone gets past him, it goes to Downs. Downs holding, bounce with Patapovich, makes his move. Hogan gets that on his stick. Great way for Hogan to work. Hogan takes some damage, and Rowan breaks it up, and now they're moving down. Callahan, the star, loses it. Faked himself out, it seemed. Kept on by McGuire. McGuire at the top. There's a shot almost rebounded in. Rodriguez has to get it. Can he do so? It's now loose again. Net dislodged. Rodriguez on the floor. Net's still on, actually. Behind it with Callahan. Looking. Back at the top. There's a shot. Almost tipped in. Almost goes in just wide. Tipped out again. Patapovich pushes a man down. That's Carter Callahan. And Connor Callahan is not going to like that. But this stays level at 10:22.
And Patapovich is actually going to go to the box here for that call. It's going to be interference on Patapovich. So right back to the power play go the Profs, looking to try and take the lead here with 10:22 left to go in this third period.
A huge chance for the Profs, and remember both of these teams came in as such great power play teams, and they've taken advantage of it. There's been plenty of penalties in this game, but now in this third period, those penalties start to really matter as we approach the end of regulation here in this game. Because now Rutgers, this one will go down close to 8 minutes. Rieger got enough of that one, and now it's behind the net. It's behind the net. He doesn't score. Just close. Shot is wide. Rodriguez has to get back up. Oh, my goodness. That sat on the line. It sat on the line.
That was Inoue who knocked that out from literally right on the goal line.
Wow.
That sat there for about 2 seconds before he knocked it away.
Rodriguez pushing a bit there. Rodriguez pushed him in the back of the head as well. That puck sat on the line for what felt like a decade. And great way for Inoue, like you mentioned, to just get it out of there. Rodriguez, I don't think he even saw the puck. You can't see, you don't know where it goes. And just inches from a lead were Rowan on the power play. Looks like Rieger headed to the box. And he is. Don't see a penalty. Now we see a penalty there. Still 4 on the ice for Rutgers. They may be communicating that they do, so Hopler comes off, and wow. 5 on 3 for Rowan, and a huge penalty kill coming up as the faceoff goes away to the Profs.
This is not what you want for Rutgers right now.
Shot goes off the pads hard of Rodriguez, and these can kind of go both ways, right? Where, yes, a 5-on-3 is a tough situation for Rowan, but if Rutgers is able to kill this penalty, it's a lot of momentum for their team. Worked in the circle. There's a shot. Rodriguez gets a piece of it, but it feels like a goal is just moments away for Rowan. They've been knocking on the door. Falls down. Kane falls down. But now it's taken. High slot. There's a shot, and he scores! Nate King. And there's the power play from the Profs of Rowan. King 7th of the year.
And I think actually somebody might be going to the penalty box here for Rowan.
Wow.
Looks like it's going to be Clack.
Yeah, Clack goes to the box. Might have got a bit too excited on the Zelly.
But maybe a bit of an unsportsmanlike penalty there.
Yeah.
As the referees talk to the coaches
About the situation.
of Rowan.
Yeah.
Justin Widener, the head coach of this Rowan squad.
It appears to be Frollo, I think we're getting the best kind of hockey here.
I think it might be 4-on-4, and actually going back to that penalty that Rieger's still in the box for.
Yeah.
It was on Rodriguez.
Oh, right. Okay, because Rodriguez did push a player in the back of the head. So he took the penalty for Rodriguez then, and that's why it's still in effect, I guess.
He's serving the minor penalty for him, but now we'll play some 4-on-4 here as right on the back door. That one goes just wide.
Wow. Just wide. And 4-on-4, always say it's my favorite kind of hockey. You get so much space, and Zimmerman's a player like that, makes two players hit each other. You don't see that in 5-on-5. Patapovich working through. Tough change for Rowan. Patapovich sends a shot. Glove down. Zimmerman tried to stuff it, but it was taken by Lisi. So now, Rutgers. So there's 53 seconds on the Rieger penalty, or the Rodriguez penalty, you would say. And there's 127 on the penalty from Clack. So Rutgers will get just a tad of a power play after those 53 seconds. So you have to kind of factor that in if you're Rowan and playing it in this defensive zone, because Rutgers at some point, after long enough, will get an extra man for just a bit, at 30 seconds or so enough time to make something happen. It's not an inconsequential amount of time, but 4-on-4, as Hoppler gets hit, he's still down. On the other way, he's getting back up to his skates now, and Callahan, both Callahans on the ice. That was Connor Callahan. Mrotek looking behind the net, gets bodied, gets hit again, taking damage on that possession for the Scarlet Knights. Rowan delivering some damage. Carter Callahan back over with Flitter, back to Carter Callahan. Goes between the legs. Rutgers defender Jamie Zimmerman spins back around, runs into a prof, gets it taken away. The prof's looking, working almost on the stick, but there may be a chance again. There's a shot, it's wide from Flitter. Flitter's chance was fleeting, and he could not find the cage. And now the Scarlet Knights trying to work. Cam Egan was going down, could not get enough space. Now Patapovich trying to work this down. They'll dump it, and Rutgers down a goal. In a game like this, though, goals have been difficult to come by. Needed penalties, needed power plays, and Rutgers has been on a power play for a bit now, and that penalty now expires, so we're back to even strength here at ProSkate. As we sit in 5-on-5, Rowan took advantage of a 5-on-3. So it's interesting, they were doing great in 5-on-5 in terms of killing it. Rowan had some chances, but if you look at Rodriguez, did push a player in the back of the head, led to a 5-on-3, and that ended up leading to the goal that now has his team down by a goal.
And I'm shocked they waved off that icing there.
Wow. Kind of looked down for a second. A big body lane. Looked like Mrotek. Way over with Downs. Mrotek trying to work. Now take it. Pankey takes some damage. They didn't call it icing. A big blast in center ice. Scarlet Knights. 6:27 now on the clock. Left in regulation. Pankey with it. Near the Rutgers bench now as he's skating through, and they will call a penalty there. Looks like a trip. So Rutgers goes offside too, so that will lead to the penalty. So now Rutgers will get a chance on a power play.
This is a huge opportunity here for Rutgers to try and tie this game. And it looks like it might be Anthony Caruso who's going to the box.
Yep. He'll go over double digits on penalty minutes after that with 11. But for Rutgers, it's 6:13 left. I see 5 on the clock. I'm not sure if that's accurate. It's not accurate. The ref's saying no. But so there'll be 2 minutes.
And now corrected the 2 minutes
Right.
up there on the board.
The clock on the game says 6:13. But with this penalty, it feels like there's really 2 minutes that you have this prime opportunity to get a goal. It feels like do or die almost for the Scarlet Knights.
And if they're not able to pull off a goal here on the power play or late here in the third, this would actually be the first loss on home ice this season.
Right.
Currently 8-0 here at ProSkate as it's taken by Rieger, couldn't hold on.
And now taken breakaway. He gets numbers back with him. Rotek hustled back. Shot Rodriguez. No chance on the rebound. What a save, Rodriguez. Zimmerman taking it. Angris, he has Rieger with him as well. Rieger with it, there's a shot, it's deflected. McGuire got his stick on it. And now a minute 28 left on the power play with 5:41 left. Rutgers down a goal, 3-2, Rowan leads. And have not lost on home ice this season. They've played well. All 4 losses coming on the road, even the overtime loss. 8-0, perfect at home. Scarlet Knights looking to avoid a blemish, and they don't have an easy game tomorrow either. Patapovic, chance, almost, rebound, in a way. Looking, back to Patapovic. Patapovic sends a slapper, no tip in, chance, and it's covered by Leasy. Under 5:30 now in the third period.
And that's just the 6th shot of the period here for Rutgers. Meanwhile, Rowan have had 18 here in this frame alone. They had 19 coming into the third period, now at 37.
Only 1 goal out of it. And that
or 2 goals out of it.
2 goals out, right. The other one came in the third. No, we were knotted up at the end of this, too. And it took 5-on-3 to get that 1 goal. Rieger winding in. Looking. Finds Inouye at the point. Back with Rieger. Rieger off the glass. But just didn't get enough juice on that puck. Inouye looking to dump. Handed down. And it goes back with Patapovic. And this penalty quickly expiring. A great penalty kill so far with Patapovic working in. But Rutgers needs a goal. Back over with Rieger. Rieger takes a shot. No, it's saved. Puck gets lifted. Rieger with it. Rutgers got to get back on sides with about 20 seconds left of the power play. Gavin Rieger takes some pressure, and that one gets all the way sent towards the bench of Rutgers. They may have one more chance here if they can move quick. Swap on for the Scarlet Knights. Trying to work back into 5-on-5 now as there's 4 seconds left. And Rowan will get their man back. So now 4:11 left. Rutgers down a goal. Huge game, a lot on the line for both of these teams. The Scarlet Knights trying to force overtime at this rate. Downs can't get that one on. Callahan out in front. That one's broken up. And taken back again. The Profs working hard, fighting with it. Body in the corner. And Rutgers will need to clear this puck eventually. And there's a shot. Rodriguez gets it on the pads. Rutgers trying to move here. Hogan has Arredondo with him. He'll dump this down as Leasy comes out with his stick to reset. Hogan playing hard. Can't get to that one. Hogan slaps his stick down and causes some disruption. And now Hogan takes it. He's got Arredondo with him. There's a shot. It's wide. Arredondo back with it. Doesn't go backhand. He waits. Now a chance out in front. Tipped in, but right into the breadbasket. Smythe with a shot with 3:16 and a face-off upcoming. And it's getting late very quickly for the Scarlet Knights. Soon we may have to talk about, not yet, but Rodriguez. When do you pull the netminder in a game like this?
It's getting to the point of discussion, that's for sure, as we near the 3-minute mark.
Barrero with it. Well, you can't pull him in this situation. Rowan in the offensive zone. Chance at the slot. There's a shot. And what a save, Rodriguez. Keeping the Scarlet Knights alive with a glove.
Flashing the leather right there, doing what he does best in between the pipes. Giving his team a huge chance to try and get this game tied.
Rutgers down 2 of their best players. Goes off the pad of Rodriguez. Pantry and Vaisberg both out of this game. Rutgers trying to fight back without them. So far, they've kept it a 1-goal game, but they want to win this thing. Working through. Pankey gets sent down, and that will be a trip. They'll take it back the other way. Rutgers gets the benefit of a potential power play coming up, and they will, as that one is taken on the stick of a Rowan Prof. And that'll be a penalty. So they'll get pretty much the rest of regulation on the power play. 2:28, so only 28 seconds will be even strength, barring anything else. So now This is it. Rutgers with a man advantage. Final 2.5 minutes of the game. A Scarlet Knight team hoping to begin a bid for number 1. They've got to win here first. Deneen again with a penalty. Zimmerman, the star, looking to center. Face off 1. Patapovic holding on. Gets a defender past him, sends a slapper. And the rip goes right into the glove of Lisi. So Carollo, so it's desperation time. What is Rutgers going to do to get this goal?
Well, I think you need to try and just crowd the net and screen Lisi in front. That's the best way to try and do it. Zimmerman needs to look for the option on the half wall and try and find the play there as Patapovic sends this one into the corner. It's picked up here by Rowan.
Body down behind the net. Works it back to the point with Rieger. And the conversation about the netminder coming out still has to happen. Patapovic, chance out in front, no kick, hit it. Can't finish the job. Rodriguez still not moving yet. It seems like he's leading out just a bit, waiting for the signal. Under 2 minutes now. At the point, over Patapovic. Rotek looking in front. Shot, Hoppler, no, it's saved. Sits behind the net now. Rodriguez waiting. It looks like he's staying there. Rotek, shot, wide. Scarlet Knights with 1:05. Still no netminder pulled for the Scarlet Knights. A minute left on the penalty.
At what point do you think you just got to pull him now? You've got 1:23 left.
I think it should have happened a minute ago, personally. Morotek, chance, now out in front, kick at the stick on it again. Patapovic, working through. Now the Rowan Profs have it, dumping this down the other way. Patapovic at center ice, crossing the blue line. He comes out of his cage now. Rutgers gets another man. Hoppler with it, shot down, no. Gets it back the other way. They have to chase his puck now. So they have another man on top of the extra man, but 24 seconds remain on the power play. So they've got to move. They've got a lot of players. Crowding the net needs to happen as soon as possible. 15 seconds left. Back in the corner, onto the skates. Hoppler with it. He's got a goal already. Back in the corner now. Rutgers trying to move. There's a chance out in front. No, he's out, and the net is dislodged. And a big time push, and we've got shoving and brouhaha in ProSkate. 32 seconds left. Lisi likes it as he leaves the scene. Pushing, we'll see if this has an effect on how many men are on the ice. 5 seconds left on a power play for the Scarlet Knights. Got the extra man as well. Rodriguez still out. It took them a while. This looks like it'll be a penalty on both players, 2 players. One for Rowan, one for Rutgers, and Morotek, one of them for the Scarlet Knights. Here with 32 seconds.
There's McGuire for Rowan. And I wonder if Rutgers is going to take a timeout here, and it seems like they will, which is a smart call.
Have to, because there's a lot to talk about when it comes to what needs to happen, and I am still very surprised that Rodriguez was not signaled to leave the cage earlier. Rutgers had possession. They held on to the puck. They were making plays happen. I am surprised that he was not pulled earlier.
So am I, and honestly, I think it was just a little too late on trying to pull him. Like you said, have to try and pull him a little bit sooner. You're on the power play. You have all the zone possession. You have to try and pull him a little bit sooner there. You had all the zone time, and on the power play, a whole bunch of chances there for Rutgers to try and tie it. That one right at the very end, as the net came loose, and then about halfway through that power play, right before the puck came out of the zone off Patapovic's stick, the puck went literally inches by Rieger's right on the back door. Could have tied the game at 3, but just a hair by his stick.
Just right there. And Rutgers will need a very, it's not a miracle, but it's pretty close of what Rutgers needs to tie this game up and force overtime here in their home arena. Again, have not lost a game, regulation or non-regulation, here in this arena. Different rink. Maybe they're on the other side this time. So it looks like a penalty goes against Rowan, and there was another penalty on Rutgers and Morotek, so that should be coincidentals. Just waiting for the scoreboard to update, and it seems that that'll be it. So Rutgers, they've already pulled the goaltender. They got a face-off on the other end. Rowan if you're them, I mean, you just try to clear it and get the empty net goal.
And looking at the players coming onto the ice here with the net empty, Rutgers will have 5. It'll be Hoppler, Zimmerman, Angris, Rieger, and Inouye, the 5 you want on the ice right now.
All the stars, all the players, almost 100 points between all these guys. These are who scored the goals for you all season long, and they need someone to step up. Chance, Rieger, shot. No, it's gloved again. And Rowan gets their man back, so it'll be even. And a good look from Rieger. Only expired a few seconds, though, so still 26 seconds left. And you've got to win a face-off, obviously.
And it'll still be 5-on-4 here with the net empty for Rutgers.
Yep. Face-off. Working through Hoppler's shot. Chance in front. No, Inouye with it. Inouye saves this. Saves the game. In front. No, again. Low slot. Can't find anywhere. Angris back to the point. Rieger, a shot has to happen. No, bouncing off the boards now. Rieger again bouncing off the boards. 8 seconds. Back over. Zimmerman, shot. No, it's off the pads. They need to force another chance. No, they can't do it, and that'll do it. Number 7, Rowan takes down number 3, Rutgers, 3-2. The defense stands strong, and the Profs, after losing 2 straight to number 2 Liberty, pick up a win yesterday against Widener, and a huge win against top 3 Rutgers on the road for Rutgers' first loss at home this season. 3-2 is your final, and the Scarlet Knights, without Weisberg, were unable to produce that offense that we've seen all season, and Rowan, a huge win for their schedule. Wow, what a game. It fit the bill.
Yes,
really
it certainly did. What a game, what a performance from everyone on that Rowan squad, able to get past this Rutgers team. Just an excellent performance all around, especially in this third period.
Yeah.
A onslaught of shots, 21 in the third period alone.
Wow.
Just ridiculous from the offense in this third period for Rowan, able to get it done and get the 3-2 victory here on the road.
A great victory. And again, pieces missing for Rutgers. They didn't have their full squad. Pantry and Weisberg were not in this game. Patapovic had to play a ton. You expected Zimmerman and Rieger to get a big-time goal. They just were shut down by this Rowan defense, and it's what had to happen in this game for Rowan. Your defense had to step up. Michael Leasy had to step up, and he did that, and then some in this one. And Rowan and the trilogy between these two teams, Rowan gets the best of them, and we may now have a new rivalry born in the state of New Jersey. All these games have been close. 2 of them now decided with a goal. A great rivalry is born. And Rutgers will take on Stony Brook tomorrow, and they need it. Top 10 Stony Brook.
That's definitely going to be a tough game as well. Taking on the number 10 team in the nation, obviously took on number 7 tonight. And before we sign things off and get ready for tomorrow's action for our 2 Rutgers games, want to give the flowers to Michael Leasy in between the pipes for Rowan. Played fantastic, was lights out. Obviously allowed the 2 goals for Rutgers. One was on the power play, and one was one-on-one with Morotek in the third period. And just an excellent job backstopping this Rowan squad all throughout this season so far.
32 saves for the netminder. What a game, what a performance by both netminder. Rodriguez made a ton of great saves.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Faced 40 shots tonight, saved 37 of them. So he did what he had to do for the most part, except that penalty led to the 5-on-3, and that's what you have to talk about if you're going to the locker room. Rodriguez pushed the player in the back of the head, and that led to a 5-on-3, which led to a goal for Rowan, and that ended up deciding the game. Back-to-back games between these two teams where penalties have been a big deciding factor late in games.
Yes, they certainly have been.
It's been huge. But number 7 takes down number 3, but that'll do it for us here at ProSkate Ice Arena here in South Brunswick, New Jersey. I've been John McCooch, cameraman Matt Facillo, my color guy, Carolo Pascal. Thank you all for watching and tuning in to this matchup between 2 great teams. Glad you got to spend some time with us. Make sure to come back tomorrow. The 4:45 is the first game, and another game at 7:30. So make sure to stick around. 2 big-time games. Both Rutgers teams will be playing tomorrow, so make sure to tune in. But that'll do it from ProSkate Ice Arena in South Brunswick, New Jersey. Rutgers loses 2-3. We'll see you another time.